Welcome back to the Stade de la Rabine here in Vannes in northwest France, where we have already congratulated the Baby Blacks of New Zealand on securing their place in the Junior World Championship semi-final with a victory of 31-26 over Ireland. But boy, was it a close run thing in the end. Ireland threatened to take the victory, couldn't quite break down the resolute New Zealand defence in the end. So they are in second place in the group, following two good wins over Australia and Fiji. Ireland on 10, having to wait for results elsewhere here in the championship. But New Zealand, with 3 out of 3, looking good once again. They've never failed to reach the final of a Junior World Championship. 4 times champions. They were severely tested by the Irish before running out winners by 1 score and by 31 points to 26. In Pool A, well, there we are. England have thrashed the US of A by 109 points to 0. They top the group. Of course, South Africa at the moment playing France, so that could all change. And it'll come down to points difference whether England or Ireland go through possibly. But I reckon with that margin of victory, England look well placed to progress to the Cup semi-finals, although having lost the chance of a bonus point against France first time out. But what we can confirm is that Wales go through, having won their pool with a nail-biting finish against the Pumitas of Argentina. A final scoreline there in La Roche-sur-Yon of Wales 25, Argentina 20. It's been a family occasion here in Vannes in the sunshine, where the local populace have been rewarded with some enterprising rugby from both New Zealand and Ireland. It's great to see the people of Brittany having come out in force to support the youngsters in this competition. Australia, well, coach Adrian Thompson gives his reservists an opportunity to display their talents, and that means first starts for Lacey, Burton and Vessels behind the scrum. U20 is restored to the starting lineup at fullback rather than centre, where Taifu moves out one. Up front, it's a whole new front row in Paraka, Reddy and Ala Alatua. The suspended Toliofa returns to the second row, with Wells and newcomer Baldwin joining captain Curtis Browning in the back row. Well, Fiji, there's plenty for the Islanders to play for. No surprise, therefore, that Gondola is looking at combinations as he sends his team into battle against the Australians. Locked forward and captain Ezekiel Mathu steps down to the back row, where Laetitia Mbola Navalu starts in a third different position for his third game in a row. The spotlight really turns on the Islanders in this one, who are desperate to retain their Tier 1 status despite the disappointment of losing their opening 2 matches against New Zealand and Ireland. Australia, well, they lost by 1 score to Ireland in the opening game, and by a similar 4-point margin to 4 times champions New Zealand. And we look to put down a marker here, which will hopefully see them rise above their 8th seed status. The long walk onto the field here at the Stade de la Rabine. Fiji led by Ezekiel Mathu, starting at 6 this evening. And for the Fijians, Dylan Bauer partners Seru at halfback for the first start of the tournament for him. Centre Kunavore steps in from 13 to 12. Ratuthove moves from wing to outside centre to accommodate Tuisese out on the left wing, another debutant in the championship. So, Simon Mannix, what a cracking game of rugby that was between New Zealand and Ireland. And I think we'll see a fast-flowing game again here between Australia, knowing they're out of the Cup semi-finals, and Fiji, who desperately want to leave a mark on the tournament.
Well, Fiji will be desperate to show their, what really they are capable of. And, we know their open field running brilliance. It's just going to be, can this set piece stand up to Australia tonight? The challenge for Australia is a mental one. They're coming off the back of an outstanding 40 minutes where they dominated New Zealand, just about took that game. But tonight, they've got to come out here and they've got to impose themselves. Are they going to be mentally right up for this one?
That is the question, but first then, it's the anthems. Advance Australia Fair, and God bless Fiji. Advance Australia Fair rings out across the Bay of Morbihan. Hands on hearts. South Sea Islanders, the affable South Sea Islanders of Fiji. Proud young men of Fiji in the resplendent yellow boots. And now for their cultural ritual. Entertaining as it is for the crowd, but it has a deeper meaning for these young men. It's a case of laying down a challenge, or accepting a challenge even. In midfield, wearing 6, that is their captain, Esikia Mathu. And on his wrist, well, usually, is a reference to a verse from the Bible. First taste of the cultural ritual there for Brad Lacey with a smile on his face. The newcomer making his first appearance in the tournament, the right wing for Australia, wearing number 14. So this is going to be some contest, as Fiji know that they have more work to do in this tournament. Mike Fraser from New Zealand takes charge of this one. And just to remind you, at IRB Juniors, that's the Twitter address, and get in touch with us on hashtag JWC 2013. And give us your thoughts on this one and on the competition as it has unfolded on the third day of competition. Taken in there by Senyo Toleafoa, the huge lock forward for Australia, wearing 4. Swept downfield. The ball finds Dylan Bauer. This is Timilai Rokonduru, the fullback. Fiji looking to get their game underway early. Sumia Tamani, he's the loose head prop. This is Petheli Tuisese over the head of Brad Lacey. Tuisese giving chase. Lacey wanting to create an impression in his first start. Back it goes to Hodge, doesn't find touch. Bauer gathers just inside his own half. The shadows lengthening over the Stade de la Rabine. It's a little cooler now than it was when New Zealand and Ireland started just over an hour and a half ago. Fiji retaining possession, a gap. Opens up for Musese Nyona-Mathawa. That's the winger wearing 14 for Fiji. Came over on from the forward rather from the chest of Mark Baldwin, the open side flank forward for Australia. Tuisese, grandfather Yalta, played 17 tests for Fiji back in the 60s, and his dad was capped at 15s in the early 90s as well. So many family ties with rugby in this Fiji side. Lost possession in the end. Vessels sweeps it downfield. Gathered though by Kunavore, finding himself at inside centre. Possibly more for his defensive effort, knowing how threatening Luke Burton and Henry Taifu in midfield for Australia can be.
It's a long opening passage, isn't it? 2 minutes of play there. Fiji attacking non-stop, some big carries through the middle. Their ball carries right across the field here to assess it here down the outside here. Did very well to stay in the field of play here. You'll just see the shoulder rolling back through. Very well as it is. We come to the set piece, the part of the game that we know Fiji have struggled in this tournament, and they'll be looking to hold their own. Bit more intent out them about here tonight than we possibly saw in the last outing, and so pretty subdued after the affair against New Zealand in the first round.
Yeah, Tamani here with his hand on the floor. Oh, good work there by Vessels initially, bringing Taifu onto the pass. There he is, Waldo Vessels. Tom Staniforth, third consecutive start for the Australian lock. Advantage being played here to Australia. Hodge finds Luke Burton, the try scorer for Australia against New Zealand, which gave them
3 white, offside.
Encouragement and hope in the second half of their match. Just fell short in the end against New Zealand. So Hodge will take a pop of the post here from well, some 35 to 38 meters out, I think. You've measured the pitch, Simon, you've walked it.
Yes, I have the length and width of it, and I can tell you it's 70 meters wide and 96 meters long, so 48 each side, and which is quite usual in the football stadium that we're playing in here tonight. Have to shorten it up a little bit to get the decent in goal area, and got to say the playing surface is wonderful, and I can't speak highly enough about the work the ground staff have done. In fact, the whole organising committee in the Van area, it's been quite outstanding, and the crowd really enjoying once again a good evening of rugby.
Showing their encouragement to the kicker here, Reece Hodge. Sets it up just beyond the 10-metre line. He's a lovely striker of the ball, usually Reece Hodge, but he just sees that one drift away to the left. So the first opportunity falls to Australia. It just drops wide. Adrian Thompson is the coach. There he is in the red t-shirt. And just to remind you, day 3 of the IRB Junior World Championship marks Keep Rugby Clean Day, the campaign to keep rugby drug-free. And today, well, you'll see that players, IRB and French Federation rugby personnel are wearing the Keep Rugby Clean t-shirts to show their support and promote awareness of the Keep Rugby Clean programme. If the cameras turned to the commentary position, then they'd see that myself, Wyn Griffith, and my co-commentator Simon Mannix are also wearing red. So here come the men in white and black. Masake and Doge barges the would-be tackler out of the way as Fiji were desperate to get the first try in the tournament.
Goal man, lost forward, lost control into the goal player.
Sonia, and yet so far for young Elia Ratuthove, man from Nausori in his second season. Started the first game at right wing, then moved to the left, and now he's centre field.
It's something about Fijian rugby, isn't it? Doesn't, you know, you put any number on their backs, maybe apart from the front row, but I tell you what, they produce backs in their time who quite comfortably play in that front row. There, as we saw the big carry from Ndongi there, strong ball carry. It's a very promising start here by Fiji. I think all the intentions are there. They want to, as you rightly said during the build-up there, that they want to leave a mark on this stage of the tournament.
Well, they've shipped over 100 points in the two opening matches. There's some ill-discipline certainly in that opening match. And here goes Luke Burton on the fringes of the Western Force. Oh, lovely work here. Burton, good tackle coming in from Seru, the Fijian outside half. That was a tackle that had to be made.
It certainly was. There, lovely break made down there, down the left-hand side between Burton and the captain. They're very impressive, I've got to say, Curtis Browning here. Here's the offload. Browning coming from real depth. Realised he just had to draw and pass. Possibly not the best pass he could have thrown, but then Seru, great cover tackle back. And that showed a little bit more want about the Fijian side, whereas we just felt against Ireland the other night, they were just drifted through the game at times. There's that little bit more desire that you'd expect to see.
It's a Fiji put in some 20 metres out of their own try line. Dylan Bauer, New Zealand-based halfback.
Yes, yes.
Excellent drive there from Australia, countered though by Fiji. Stanley Forth. Standing wide there is Toliafoa, cited and suspended, but back in the ranks. Vessels. To Hodge, to Burton. In from the left, that's Alex Northam, scored the breakaway try against Ireland, which almost saw them clinch that one. This is Michael Wells from Sydney's lower north shore, looking to bring the ship to shore there. Petawa Paraka, the loose head prop, slowly but surely. Australia inching their way forward. They're holding on after the tackle, says referee Fraser. And Fiji will get the penalty.
Good defensive work there by Fiji eventually, because the Australian scrum just absolutely monstered the Fijian one to claim the tight head. Then the forwards took control. We saw the ball carrying ability within this Australian four-pack against New Zealand in the previous round. In this case here, however, Fiji able to hold their line, get a poacher over the ball on his feet and able to turn it over.
Fiji, they spent a week or so in Clermont-Ferrand prior to moving cross-country to Vannes, where they were entertained by the Clermont squad. An arrangement between Androga in Fiji and Clermont sees Clermont players go out to give some coaching to the Fijians in Androga, and in turn one or two of the players, including Petheli Yato, who's playing at 8 sometimes for Fiji in this tournament, finding an opportunity with Clermont for 12 months. So Hodge offloads, lovely pass there from Burton to Taufu, big and strong in centre field there. The try has to come surely, and Hodge is there. Second time in the movement, and Rhys Hodge opens the scoring for Australia, much to the delight of some young people and young supporters in the crowd.
Well, Rhys Hodge finishes off a very well-worked movement here by Australia. Initially, it was some of the overthrow, and it was the open side ball, but he did extremely well. Great timing on the pass there from Burton. Taufau opted to take it into contact. Body position's good. Great support play came in there from Sutini. The ball was clear and available for Vessels. Bang onto the outside. Easy as you like, and very well worked. Hodge staying alive in the movement. Here was the well-timed pass from Burton. There it is, carried on by Taufau. The ball made available. It's all about presentation here. give your 9 an easy job. Hodge flying through, and that's a very well taken try by Australia, who know that they're going to have to be tight in everything they do and accurate. So it's going to be about controlling the ball at breakdown and controlling your passes as well, because Fiji will try and counter and latch onto anything.
Hodge needing every inch of the 70-metre wide pitch to claim his score, but a little too far for the conversion. Australia 5, Fiji 0 after 10 minutes of play. 8 Australian players returning from the 2012 squad. And 19 of their ranks are members of the Australian Rugby Union National Academy. And the klaxon brings a certain element of the crowd to their feet, looking to get that Mexican wave going perhaps. Enjoying the atmosphere here at the Junior World Championship on the 3rd day. Came forward, the ball there from the restart from Tom Staniforth. And Fiji. Through Tunai Vatumbua. Can't quite make the ball stick to the hands in midfield. Power controlling matters there. Rokonduru up from full-back. The big hit coming in from Alan Alatoa. Or Alatoa, I should say. The 120-kilogram tight head prop for Australia. Hodge delivers to Sutini from full-back. Burton is busy in the opening minutes, as is Taifu, his colleague in midfield. Trying to get his hands on it is Elia Ratuthove, his opposite number. Hodge spraying the passes here. And Doge paying the compliment to the man who tackled him a few seconds earlier, in fact. Alanala Alatoa. Plenty of effort, plenty of energy expended in the opening 12 minutes or so. Curtis Browning, the captain, at 8 this evening. Linking up. Vessels to Hodge, to Wells.
Push!
It's there again. This is a guy that can do some damage. Toliafoa.
Not making big gains at the moment, the Australian team. Well, they've drawn the penalty, haven't they? But they're going side to side at the moment. But Fiji's scrambling pretty well. You've got to say, maybe not defensively, you're going to say it's one of the ideal structures, but they get in there, they're making their tackles count and holding their own ground. It's a battle of big men, a battle of wills out there to try and win that advantage line and get them behind. But you've got to stay disciplined on the offside line. And if anything we've been a little bit critical of Fiji in this tournament is that lack of discipline and making them pay here. Now, it's set pieces where we've really felt that Fiji have struggled, and Australia usually very good here at executing in these situations.
Yeah, far better performance from Fiji against Ireland, despite losing by 46-3. There's three tries in 13 minutes at the top of the second half that really sealed it for the Irish. Australia
Still moving. 6,
using their strength and power amongst the forwards to drive towards that Fijian try line. Jason Bolenaivalu wearing 8 has to be careful that he doesn't lift the ball carrier above the horizontal, because referees don't need much persuasion to go into their pockets. And Fiji have stolen that one. The kick and the chase downfield. They've been practicing the kick and chase in the lead up to this tournament, but Suteni quite happy to field the kick, but taking and feeling the tackle from Tuisese, the number 11 for Fiji. Now then, this is promising. Nyoni Mathawa to the outside half. Seru turning up at outside centre. Snapped a lovely pass. Now then, Nyoni Mathawa, and finally Fiji have their first score in the tournament, claimed by the right wing, Mosese Nyoni Mathawa, just 19 years of age a week ago. But what about that lovely, silky pass that found the winger and opened the door for him?
Well, three big numbers all around the ball. Have a look at this from Seru, just out the back door. And there's a Mathawa goes in for the try, easy running. But it's a good chase, though. They've turned it over and left Australia exposed. And here's Hodge with numbers up, trying to attack. We've just got to maintain it. But they're good awareness from Seru. And we know how good the Fijians are. When they get the ball in their hand with a little bit of space, they're able to pull off those types of passes. Very well played, Fiji, and I can tell you it's probably the most popular try in VAR in all tournaments so far.
It certainly is. The supporters here have been willing Fiji to score a try. And there's the coach, Bill Ngandolo, a secondary school teacher from Suva, a former player himself. In actual fact, he played his last game on French territory in the Rugby World Cup quarterfinals of 2007. He was part of the squad that defeated Wales in Nantes just down the road, and then they gave eventual champion South Africa one heck of a fright in Marseille.
Hurry up, please.
Filimoni Seru gets the hurry up from Mike Fraser. Started at fullback against New Zealand. First time out from the 22, some 15 metres in from touch. To add the conversion of Fioni Mathawa's try. Not the best effort from Filimoni Seru, but at least Fiji have broken their duck and they're on level terms with Australia after 16 minutes of play. Australia 5, Fiji 5.
That's what they needed there, Fiji, to keep themselves, because Australia looked like they could take a stranglehold.